Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. It is a new month. June has begun, and it has begun on a cool note. We are also at the start of hurricane season, the official start, although we've already had two named storms. And if we do wind up seeing another named storm by the end of this week, this may be the earliest that we've ever gotten to the C name on the list on the Atlantic side. We'll have more on that just a little bit later, but I just want to focus our attention on today, which should be a really nice day with lots of sunshine. We are starting off with temperatures in many areas in the 40s, well away from the coast and some of the coldest spots. There are even some 30s showing up, but before too long, we'll rebound from that. And we're looking at temperatures that will be reaching mostly upper 60s and lower 70s. Now, as we move ahead through this week, we are going to see temperatures actually trending higher. We'll go a little bit higher on Tuesday, but we're going to have some clouds and some shower issues as a warm front comes through. And then on Wednesday, when we will be in the warm air, this will be a very warm day indeed. We're looking at temperatures up in the middle 80s and maybe even some places like in south central Pennsylvania, southeast Pennsylvania, down into Maryland and northeast Virginia, could reach 90 or a little bit higher. And then on Thursday, we'll still be very warm. We'll still have another weather system to deal with temperatures in the middle 80s in many locations. Even the coast might see temperatures up around 80 or so. And we're going to be still holding on to temperatures up around the 80-degree mark on or higher, let's say low and mid 80s for Friday. So we've got a warm week ahead, no question. And with respect to what's happening on the satellite loop this morning, see in the Northeast, skies for the most part are clear. There's a little arm of clouds moving southeastward to parts of upstate New York and northern Pennsylvania. It doesn't really look all that threatening here, but we are also going to keep an eye on some of the cloud cover you see back moving through the upper Midwest, because that is going to be coming in for late tonight and early Wednesday morning. Also, let's pay attention here to the disturbed weather that is down over the Yucatan Peninsula over the weekend. Tropical storm Amanda formed on the Pacific side and moved inland in over Central America, and now that area is slowly moving northward. So it is going to be emerging in the southwestern Gulf in the next day or two, and the Hurricane Center actually has conditions favorable for development mentioned in their forecast, and we're looking at an 80% probability that this could develop into a tropical depression or a tropical storm in the next 2 days, and an 80% chance that it will develop over the next 5. So definitely something that we're going to pay attention to as the week moves ahead. As far as severe weather is concerned, there are no problems today, of course, in the Northeast or the northern Mid-Atlantic. In fact, the only area of severe weather of any consequence is back up in the Western Plains. And then as we move into tomorrow, this might be a bit of a busier day. We've got enhanced risk, southern Minnesota into Wisconsin, larger area of slight risk extending from South Dakota across the state of Wisconsin to the Lake Michigan shoreline, and also slight risk into northeastern Nebraska. And as far as day 3 is concerned, and this carries us. This is the time frame for Wednesday into Thursday. You'll notice that's a slight risk of severe weather extending from the Central Plains across the Middle Mississippi Valley, the Northern Ohio Valley, and right through much of Pennsylvania, with marginal risk extending to cover New Jersey. So this is going to be, I think, this is one day this week where we might have to keep an eye out for some severe weather issues. So carrying you through here for the next week, we are going to watch this cool air mass here in the eastern part of the United States pull out. We've got this warm front that's coming through for tomorrow with what looks like a dying area of showers, although in some areas they will survive. Probably will work better here if I use the radar instead of the actual total precip. But you can see on the latest GFS, we do have showers here tomorrow morning. They reach their peak intensity overnight over Michigan and over Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, and then they start to weaken a little bit as they move southeastward tomorrow morning. So we'll get through those. Weather conditions will start to improve somewhat during the late morning, afternoon. We may still have some clouds to deal with until the warm front really pushes in. And then Wednesday, with a west wind, we are going to see temperatures climb well up into the 80s. There's another cold front approaching here for Wednesday afternoon and evening. This is why the Storm Prediction Center is going with the idea of a severe weather risk. You can see it picks out pretty well a frontal boundary here along about Wednesday evening. So we'll be watching out for that. And then on to Thursday, that front moves through, doesn't really amount to very much. There's no real cool air behind it. And we'll probably see maybe a chance of storms in parts of the area Thursday night into Friday morning until we can finally get this all out to the east. And then hopefully we could see some decent weather next weekend, although it's all going to depend on it's actually going to depend somewhat on what happens in the Gulf of Mexico. Does something tropical come out of this? Does it get ejected northeastward? Is the frontal system in the east going to stall out and maybe get a little bit of a wave on it? It's hard to say at this point how this is all going to play out. Eventually, I think a cool high should boil down to the north come Sunday, but at this point, we may also have something else coming out of the Gulf. So it gets a little bit complicated toward the end of the week and the weekend. And we're going to try to figure that all out as we go through the day. And tonight, of course, on the Joe and Joe Weather Show with my colleague Joe Rayo, and that's at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. So be sure to tune in for that. You can watch it live on the meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app, which you can download for free on Google Play or on the App Store. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.